While I'm doing this, what you can be doing is grabbing your paper, your pen, your drink, whatever else you need to be in this moment and ready to make magic with me. Yes, awesome. I'll be keeping an eye on the comment section. So do make sure you're commenting, you're sharing, you're showing up for yourself and showing up for this call. This is day 2 of 3. If you haven't watched day 1 yet, go and watch it now. If you need help finding it, send me a DM, comment below, make sure you get it so that you can get today and you can get tomorrow and you can get on with living your most amazing, magical, authentic, and fun life as you possibly can. Okay. I often can't tag everyone whilst I'm going live, but I will try. No. All right. So today is day 2. This is all about reconnecting with your soul aligned goals. Day 1, which is what we did yesterday, go and watch it if you haven't already, as I've already said, was all about actually clarifying where you're at, what you want and what you don't want. This is an essential step on coming back into alignment and getting back into momentum in your goals, in your life, and improving, most importantly, your whole life. This isn't just about your business. It's not just about your finances. It is not just about you crushing goals and ticking off, everything on your to-do list for 2025. It is about realizing and actualizing that your entire life gets to thrive, your entire life gets to shine, and there is nothing, no piece and part of your life that does not get to be good. Let me know if you're into a life that feels good. Mind, body, and soul, every single element, your health, your wealth, your business, your career, your relationship, your hobbies, your passions, your art, like literally everything. For a long time, I did not believe that was possible. I did not believe that was true. And I genuinely thought that people out there on social media who looked like they really enjoyed their lives and they were happy, where they must be, BSing us. But the fact is, you have the power and you have the capacity to upgrade your mindset, to realign your habits and your behavior, to shift your energy. And if you have the power to do that in one area of your life, you have the power to do that in every area of your life. There might be some that are easier. There might be some that need to come first. There may be some that come more naturally to you or the people around you. But there is nothing that you cannot influence, you cannot change, and you cannot improve if you're willing to show up for it. So you're showing up here today. Congratulations. Day 2 of the 3-day reset and renew experience starts right now. I'm Nikki. I'm a certified life coach. I'm an intuitive practitioner. I am an intuitive artist. I am a multi-passionate creative who is focused on living my life to the best that I could possibly do in every single area. And I'm here to help you bridge the gap between the life you've been living, the one where some things are great, some things are good, and some things are and the one you're capable of creating. And even if in this moment you have some doubt, you have some fear, especially in those areas that have been struggles for so long, take a moment to connect to your intuition. Take a moment to connect to your higher self. Take a moment to connect to the version of you that really, really shows up in those areas that you are nailing it. You ask that version of you, am I capable of creating a life I love? It'll be a hell yes every time. Yesterday in the reset step, day 1, we identified what's working and what's ready for change. Go back and do it if you haven't already. I can't say that enough. We do not take shortcuts when it comes to sustainable success and satisfaction. If you've ever tried something, given up halfway, and then had the audacity to whinge at yourself about it, you know this is true. And this isn't me being mean. I need to tell myself this all the time as well. It is just cutting through all the BS and the fluff and the mess to get to the magic. You are capable of so much. Let's keep choosing that. Let's keep leaning into that part of you. The part that not only never gives up, but never lets go of the fact that you are worthy and capable of everything you desire. And today we're taking it deeper with refresh, step 2. Where we reconnect with your soul-aligned goals. Now, these are the goals that don't just check a box or boost the ego. They truly light you up and feel meaningful. Whether it is in the area of your health, your relationships, your personal growth, your spirituality, or a dream you've been holding back on, this step is about redefining what you actually want. And then creating goals that feel inspiring and achievable and aligned with who you are now. Why does that matter? Like, really, why does it matter that they're soul aligned and not just success focused? Because too often we set goals based on what we think we should want, what looks good on paper or matches someone else's definition of success. Hands up if you've done that. I totally have. I even accidentally did it recently. And then I had to wake up to myself and go, what do I actually want? Not what's going to look good, not what's going to like make me feel like I finally made it, but what actually serves me and feels good to me at the deepest levels. It can't just be mind, it can't just be ego, it can't just be dopamine. It needs to be a full body yes the whole way through. Because sometimes, when we're following those false goals, we're convinced ourselves that we need them in order to feel whole and happy. We think and we tell ourselves and we reinforce the story and we find things outside to reinforce it over and over again, that until I get that goal, until I achieve that thing, until I experience that high, I can't be happy, I can't be fulfilled. And even though I planned this and wrote this before today, I had a session today, and this is exactly what we were talking about with my client. They knew it wasn't true, but at the same time, they kept attaching to the fact that if I don't get this one particular outcome, I cannot be happy. I literally have to worry, have to stress, have to catastrophize. I can't let it go until I get this one outcome. And if I don't get this one outcome, everything is ruined. My time has been wasted. The effort was for nothing. And I will just feel so bad about myself and my situation moving forward. Can we see how when we have goals that aren't in alignment, don't make us feel good, and in fact, we hinge everything, our now present day happiness and contentment, on something external outside of us and really not even real in this present moment, we are doing ourselves a disservice. Hands up if you've done this, hands up if you're calling out your own BS, and hands up, and when I say hands up, I mean emojis in the comments, thoughts on the page, if you feel that you're ready for more. Because if we keep doing it that way, with goals that aren't truly aligned, we burn out, we lose motivation, or we feel stuck in frustration. You deserve better than this. You deserve goals that are just as unique as you are, just as passionate and fiery and loving and amazing as you really want them to be. And here's the truth. I learned this throughout my entire life. I've learned this over and over again. I've seen it in my business. I've seen it in my health. I've seen it in my career. I've seen it in my relationships. Like, there is not an area in my life where I have not made mistakes. Luckily, I've learned from them, and then I can help you with them too. It is truly not just about achieving goals. It's about how those goals make you feel now, in this present moment, and moving forward each step of the way. Goals rooted in alignment bring clarity, they bring momentum, and they bring joy. Goals rooted in external pressure or comparison lead to exhaustion and second guessing. This is a beautiful time just to check in with yourself in this moment. Think about the goals that are on the top of your mind, particularly if they're in the area that we focused on yesterday. But whatever goal comes to mind, use that in this moment. Do you constantly doubt yourself? Do you feel exhausted? Do you feel frustrated? Like, where is your emotional, meter at on it? Or does it feel clear as day? You feel like you're moving, you feel like you're making progress, you're excited for what you've already done, and you're ready for whatever comes next. That in and of itself, great indicator if your goals are soul aligned or if they're just like false goals based on external pressures and ego and whatever. Very quick example from my own life. I used to think my goals needed to be big, bold, beautiful, perfect. in order to count or be good enough to work towards. I had this assumption that it was going to be a hard slog, and I definitely needed to determine the perfect goal to make it worth all that effort. Because, like my client today, if it didn't come to fruition, years, months, blood, sweat, tears, everything would be for nothing. And I just couldn't emotionally handle that. But when I chased those cookie cutter goals, I found myself frustrated and disconnected anyway. It truly wasn't until I stepped back and I asked myself, what do I truly want? Which is like transparency, such a difficult question for a multi-passionate, creative, anxious leaning person to ask yourself, what do I truly want? The answer can sometimes feel a little bit confusing. But when I allowed myself the grace and I allowed myself the time and I gave myself the compassion, I started to feel more at peace and in flow. And from that place, clarity arose. That is why, even though this training is amazing, it's 3 days, it's 3 short calls. You need longer. So give yourself that time. And if you want to do that with me, Life Reset Program starts Feb 3rd. Your goals should reflect your values, your dreams, and your current stage in life, not anyone else's. It's another criteria to run your goals through. I kept telling myself I had to be thin, hot, and accomplished before I could find love, but I kept finding really terrible people who didn't have, any value or appreciation for me beyond what I could do. And even then, it often wasn't good enough. Can you relate? If your main priority in life is your relationships, the quality of them, whether it's platonic or romantic or familial, you know if it is serving you or if you are serving them. I kept telling myself I needed to be the best at work. Like I was a teacher for 10 years, and in my mind, I needed to be indispensable. I needed to never be a problem, never have a problem, and never pose a problem and fix everyone else's problems. And then I'd get so freaking frustrated because I kept witnessing people slacking off, scraping through each week, bare minimum, and they received the same as me. So for all this pressure I put on my goals and being perfect, I did the thing and I did not receive how I thought I was gonna feel, what I thought I was gonna get. My goals weren't truly goals. What I had decided I needed to achieve to be successful felt empty because they weren't about my happiness or desires. And what I sacrificed to get there only left me feeling resentful and tired. When we truly have a goal, and I felt this for myself, and let me know if you felt this too. When you have a goal that is soul aligned, whether you've ever used that language before or not, you genuinely appreciate the process. There'll still be hard times, there'll still be frustrations, you still might get fed up or run out of capacity or energy, but you have this sense of, I enjoy this. I'm growing, I'm expanding, I'm experiencing, and it feels worth it. If you have an example of that, I'd love to hear what it was. I'd love to hear what you were working towards that really felt worthy of your time, your energy, and your effort. But also, where do you need to admit to yourself about your goals, past or present, that aren't like that have been draining, that have been performative, that have been about perfection and not about true alignment and appreciation? Whatever you find, remember to bring compassion rather than criticism. When you criticize yourself, you shut down from creativity and pathways moving forward. When you are compassionate, what you're really doing is giving yourself a beautiful safety net in which to examine, grow, evolve, and find what works for you. This is where you get out your pen and paper. We're going to do some activities. I'm keeping these pretty, not rapid pace, but I want to keep the momentum going. Know and trust, you can always pause if you need more time. Feel into what's right for you and do it. So the first thing we're going to do is check in with your intuition. Check in with your higher self, that part of you that believes in you unflinchingly and unwaveringly. Hand on heart, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what do I want to feel in my life right now? What do I want to feel in my life right now? Might be freedom, connection, joy, peace, excitement, desire, exhilaration. What is it? Next, what do I want to experience right now? Think about the experiences that will generate those feelings. A loving relationship, better health, financial security, complete a chapter of your book, put out a podcast. Like, what is it? What do you want to experience? Write down the first things that come to mind. Don't overthink it, but also know you can pause and put more down. In the Life Reset program, I share a powerful statement that guides me and my clients to clarity through confusion. I want you to use it right now if you need to, especially when you start to get caught up in the mind or the list of things that you've put down in the past when it comes to goals and milestones and things. What is right for me right now? Interestingly, I just jumped off another client call and I shared that statement. They had these pros and con lists on what they should do in a certain area of their life. They had opinions from friends and people around them. They had their logical head switched on, but there was something missing. There was this sense of potential and what ifs and I could and that and scattered in so many directions. So if you're feeling that, just like I told to my client today, you ask yourself this question and you ask it as many times as you need. What is right for me right now? Thinking about what you might want 5 years from now and then doing stuff today that doesn't align with who you are right now in order to get to where you might be in 5 years' time, there's a disconnection, there's a dissonance. Doing what's right for you right now, always make sure that you're in alignment and you're on path. And what's right for you right now, if you keep asking that and keep staying attuned to that and keep moving in the direction of that, you'll never get lost in life. Genuinely release the need to be, do, or have anything that isn't a full body yes right now. I cannot say that enough. Remember, pause this if you need more time. Step 2 today is we're going to make it tangible. Think about a time frame that feels doable in this priority area. So that could be what's come through today, or I really, really encourage you is what you've chosen from the self-audit yesterday to work on. Let's keep it streamlined. Let's keep it focused. Let's get you success in these 3 days. Now, your timeline, depending on what your soul-aligned goal is, might be, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. I wouldn't put it too far off into the future. We want to keep it really present, really connected, and still feels right for you. You don't start to second guess or doubt or worry. It just your timeline is what feels solid. In that time frame, whatever you've chosen, what's one thing you want to achieve? One thing, or rather one way you want to grow, and one experience you want to create. So one thing you want to achieve, one way you want to grow, and one experience you want to create. Write these down, clear statements, keep it simple. I want to achieve this. I want to grow in this way. I want to experience this. It's simple. We're not here to make things difficult. We're here to make your life simple, peaceful, easeful, graceful, successful in all areas. Step 3, keeping in your intuition, keeping in your heart space, engaging your mind only in order to write things down clearly and concisely. For each of those goals or for whatever's come through, what will I need to invest to make this happen? That could be time, it could be energy, it might be money, it might be mindset shift, it might be embodiment. What do you need to invest in order to make this happen? And these investments aren't about adding pressure, they're about honoring your dreams and creating a realistic path forward. You don't really need to make $50,000 in order to, I don't know, move your business forward? What do you actually need? What does really going to help you in this area? And a little bit of a side note here, shifting your mind from what you're willing to invest rather than what you have to sacrifice in order to get this goal keeps you in soul alignment rather than slipping unintentionally into obligation and resentment, which is the path to, creating those false goals again. When we are stuck in, I have to sacrifice this, I have to do that, it's a very quick trip to, putting too much external pressure on ourselves and slipping back into that mindset of wasted time, wasted energy, and what the heck happens if I don't get it? Because I won't be able to be happy. We're not doing that. Now, tomorrow we'll take this one step further with step 3, the final step, which is refocus, where we'll set actionable steps to turn your vision into a reality. Make sure you've done day 1, what's working and what's not. Make sure you do day 2 today, getting clear on your soul-aligned goals and releasing any false ones. And then step 3 tomorrow is where we refocus. And I'm really excited about step 3, day 3, which is coming to you tomorrow, because we're going to make an action plan so you can actually see progress over the next week. That's very exciting. Let me know if you're excited to see that. Not just clarity, not just confidence, but actual action. Write action in the comments if that you're keen for that. Now that you've refreshed your goals, let's take this moment to remind you that this week only, because I'm doing these 3 days training, I'm offering a 15-minute one-to-one call exclusively for participants who are doing this work. We'll pinpoint the number 1 block holding you back in your priority area, and I'll help you craft an immediate strategy to shift into alignment. This is complementary to these 3 days, but it makes sure that you're not missing anything and that you're really getting to the heart of it. So it's practical, it's magical, and it works for you as soon as possible. This is a value-packed call designed to give you clarity and a clear next step. It is not a sales call. I'm not here to pitch you anything, but I'm going to be transparent. If this is the work you need to do, and if you want to work with me to do it, come and join the Life Reset program. You can ask me about it, or we can have a separate call, but I invite you to come. There are only 10 spaces in the next round. Spots are limited for those calls, just as spots are limited in the program itself, so do not wait. It is exclusive to this week only to jump on a free call with me. And there are also some exclusive offers if you want to be the next 2 people to join the Life Reset program. Before we sign off today, remember your goals aren't just a to-do list. They're a reflection of your values and of your dreams. By reconnecting with what truly matters to you, you're creating a foundation for sustainable success and fulfillment. Your soul goals can truly change not only how you create your life, but how you feel along the way as well. And I really want that for you. Until I see you tomorrow, reflect on what you wrote today, celebrate the clarity you're creating, and share with me any insights, ahas, or questions you have from this training.